Hello and how are you toy sports lovers out there, and what a beautiful day it is. My name is Robert Gillette and welcome to conversation number 14 of the Keeping It Real with Robbie podcast. Today I'm joined by Sharks flyer Madosh Tambwe as we explore his career thus far, as well as life with the Sharks. It is crazy to think that Madosh is only 23 years old, with many more years left to play. Before I forget, I just want to say a massive thank you for all the support and messages I've received over the past few months, and also not to forget the general housekeeping on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify, as well as Instagram at Robbie_Gillette. Remember the name Madosh Tambwe. I hope you guys enjoy, and let me know what you guys think. How's it? Can you hear me?
Good you, bro. How you doing?
I'm good, thanks, man. I'm good. It was like the most perfect day in Cape Town today. You know, it was like that temperature where it's like it's not too hot, not too warm, so you can like chill in your bed, watch a bit of Netflix, or we can sit outside. We can sit outside, bro. But so yeah, I think Cape Town's smiling a bit. I'm certainly. I'm certainly
that is Durban from January till December, bro.
Oh, yeah. I think I need to move to Durban. Let's go.
If not hotter.
But yeah, I'm certainly smiling. Chatting to Sharks flyer Madosh. You know, my nickname's Bowen, right? Not because of my size or anything.
Yes.
I don't even know what my nickname is or why it is that. But I think you should take that nickname. You know, big, strong, powerful, fast. All the things I'm not. So I think you should take that one.
No. I can't take a nickname, bro. That's yours.
Yeah. My mom says like we all have different talents, you know. So I think I'll give
exactly 100%.
I'll let you have that one.
100%.
But yeah, where's your head at, Madosh? Like where in terms of rugby, you know, like are you raring to go, or are you enjoying the break, or what's happening in Madosh Tambwe's head?
Yo, bro, to be honest, at the moment I'm at a point where I just want to play.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm a dog on a leash that is waiting to be let go.
Yeah.
So, as every other player can testify, we're all longing to get back onto the field. I feel like the anticipated wait has been overdue. I feel like we all want to like get on and just be let loose and play rugby again.
Yeah, no, for sure. But you're born in the DRC, raised in Jozi, living in Durban. When did you move over? And then also, like, do you have, I suppose, any memories of the DRC?
Bro, I moved when I was a week old. I wasn't even supposed to be. I wasn't even supposed to be conceived when I was conceived.
Okay.
Judging from the story my parents told me. Yeah, bro. Like my whole life, I've been in Joburg up until now. Lived in Joburg. All I know is basically just, for me, Joburg is my home.
Yeah.
So, currently living in Durban, best city in the country to live in, best weather, can't go wrong. There's no such thing as winter here. But nonetheless, I'm enjoying it, bro.
Okay. Nice. But I think let's follow like a timeline of your career, I suppose.
Yes.
Starting from school days. When was your first kind of rugby experience?
Under 14.
Okay, jeez.
So one of the teachers at school saw me play. Like we were playing. It was during LO sports, so it was during physical education, so ed classes. And I was just playing with the boys, and he's like to me, he's like, "Hey, come here." What have
I done?
And it's like to me, it's like, "What sport are you doing during this time?" This was us during the summer going into winter. I was like, "No, so I'm not doing any sport. I'm not really good at any summer sport at the moment. So I'm just waiting for athletics to start so I can do it." It's like, no, it states in your school diary that you have to partake in summer and winter sports. I was like, he caught me. I was like, I want you to come to rugby training. on Thursday, and I was like, "Yo, coach, I don't even have boots to train." It's
Yeah.
like, "Don't worry, I'll sort you out." So I'm
Okay.
like, "Cool." I get there, first rugby session. I'm like, "I don't even like this sport. What am I doing here?" Uh, then obviously time went by, and I was like, "Okay, since I have to do it anyways, it's summer now. I'll do it." Started playing with the boys and became like a fun thing, like a recreational thing, because all your mates were there. I was
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm enjoying it, cool. And then I never really took it serious. And then I only started taking it seriously under 16 when I made a Lions provincial team.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, this might be a serious thing, you know. Then everything just escalated from then onwards.
Sure. Um, and then yeah, I think some key, I suppose, events that happened. Like the moving schools to Parktown. How did that come about? I suppose, yeah. When were you noticed and given that opportunity?
Uh, Under 15,
Okay.
um, I think it was like what, second term, I got enrolled into Parktown. I was like what, grade 9.
Mm.
Um, funny story how I ended up in Parktown was at first I was invited to St. John's College
Okay.
to write an entry exam
Yeah.
for my scholarship.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was like, cool, no problem, I'll go. Went to St. John's, wrote my English and math exam, got my result, I did fine. And I had to do a psychometric exam. I forgot what psychometric, something like that exam. And I missed it. So so the deputy principal calls me, is like, um, he thinks my dad is speaking. It's like, sorry, sir, where is your son? You just missed an important exam that would have determined his bursary at the school. And unfortunately, due to the fact that he's missed it, we cannot offer him a bursary
Oh
or
no.
scholarship. I'm sitting there, I'm like, you're not
Ah.
speaking to you're actually speaking to the culprit. And I was like, oh, okay, no problem. And then 2 days after that, I phoned the director of rugby, Mr. Maribito, uh, at Parktown. I was like, sir, listen, um, I just messed up an opportunity at St. John's. Are you guys still keen on having me at Parktown? Can I still come in and write that exam that I had to write? He's like, yeah, cool. Set up a date. I was like, cool. I went there. So now I'm out here in grade 9 trying to figure out my own life. So I get to Parktown. I do everything that was required to do. Fortunately, I get enrolled. And then I'm like, yeah, bro, I'm parked somewhere now.
Let's
And then
go.
everything else was history. Let's go.
And then, yeah, obviously one of the big achievements of schoolboy rugby is Craven Week. How was that experience for you, and how did the trials go? Actually, like just Craven Week, I suppose in general that it's incredibly tough to make. How did you feel going into those trials?
Yo, bro, uh, the whole the whole experience was quite fascinating because throughout the trial run, I'd never played for the A team. I was always trialing for the C, D, or B team.
Yeah.
Um, so I just kept on. I was still optimistic, and I was obviously still motivated. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do everything in my power to make sure that I make this team because,
Mm.
obviously in the past you've heard stories of how like life changing it can be.
Mm.
So I was like, you know what, I'm going, and then I met um, Mr. Zulu, who happened to coach the academy week that time. I met him, and I sat down with him. And I'm like, yes, dude, listen. No offense, my ambition is not to play for a team. I want to play Craven Week.
Yeah.
And then he said, and then he laughed. He's like,
no offense, but
I understand, but you obviously have to do, super well playing here.
yeah,
And you don't think about the future, think about the now and how you can better yourself now. So we sat there. He was helping me with my extras, and then the following week we actually had the actual trials. Played like 10 minutes for the B team, and then he called me and was like, "Hey, listen, the head coach, the A team wants you to go bench for the A team, so you're not playing for the rest of the game." I was like, "Sick!" And then the trials went well, and this was like the last round of trials, bro. So
that's exactly when you want to peak. That's exactly when you want to peak.
In my head, I'm like, I just hope they didn't pull me out of my trials just to screw me over.
Yeah.
So in my head, I was nervous, bro. I was super nervous. And then, funny enough, the academy week coach happened to now move to Parktown.
Okay.
So I'm like, yo, I'm nervous, bro. Like, I'm waiting for this result to come out. I'm super nervous. So I just came, and how I found out I made the Craven Week team was I just finished a test, and this test just obliterated me, bro. So I'm like sad, bro. I'm like, yo, this test. And as I'm walking down the corridor, one of my teachers came up to me and was like, "Hey, dude, smile. I've got good news for you." I'm like, "Sir, please, I just wrote a test. I'm not in the mood. Please, leave me alone." And it's like, "No, dude, like, you made Kevin." I'm like, "Sir, you're lying. Don't play with me." I'm like, he's like, "Dude, look, I got the message. Days it." I'm like, oh my days, bro. Like, that was like one of the best moments during my schooling career. 2 days, sick, bro. I was like, wow. Then the Friday got announced at the school assembly. I was like, yo, this actually happened. Then went down to Stellenbosch for the Craven Week. I was like, yo, I'm actually here, mate. I'm playing Craven Week. And then the rest is just history, I guess.
Yeah. What year was that when you played Craven Week?
15.
Okay. Jeez. So it's all happened pretty quickly, huh? In terms of from where you started to where you are now, it's not that long ago.
Not at all, bro. Like 5 years ago.
Jeez. but like, I'm actually seeing that quite often now. Guys who start later, often move on to play pro rugby, or a lot more than they used to, I guess. And the guys who start from like 3 years old always are like they burn out, I guess. Which I think, if you can start later, save the body, and still make it pro, I think you're on a winning wicket there.
100%.
But Dosh, so if I'm right, you played Lions under 19, whilst in matric, and I'm aware that there's quite a that statement. There's quite a lot of bulk around that. Can you unpack that for us, just in terms of how you got there, how you stayed there,
So I played Craven Week. Didn't get a contract with any union. I was bummed, bro. So I was like, I didn't know what I was gonna do in my life. To be honest, I was like, you know what, let me stay at school. And then in matric, I was like, you know what, like, I don't know what's gonna happen. Let me just hope for the best, and just And then at that time, the head coach of the under-19 Lions was Joey Mongalo, who is now the defense coach at the Bulls. Because he coached me under 16 for the Lions provincial team.
Okay.
He sent me a message on Facebook, funny enough. Like, dude, what are you doing with your life? Yeah, I'm like, yo, coach. And this is like 2 months after I replied to him after 2 months, funny enough. I'm like, yo, coach, listen, I don't know what's going on in my life at the moment. I'm just focusing on with my schooling, and I'm hoping to go play for UJ next year. and hope for the best because I don't know what to do. And it's like, even though you reply 2 months after, I will try make a plan for you. And
Jeez, that's
then
nice.
my the not director, like he was helping at Parktown. His name is Bafana Kleku, who is now the defense coach at SN20. He was helping out at Parktown because he was the Lions coach at that time. So he'd come to Parktown and help out. And we had a chat, and it's like, what's your plans? What's your goals for next year? What's going on? I'm like, yo, coach, I'm just
Asking
just
all
a
the hard
walking.
questions.
I'm like, coach, you're asking the wrong questions. Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do. To be honest, quite frankly, I'm not even sure if I'm gonna play rugby next year.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, I'm gonna speak to a few people. I'm not promising you anything, but just avail yourself next week. I'm like,
Okay.
there's nothing more to do besides school, so
Yeah.
I'll be free.
Okay, fine. I'll take the week off school. You've convinced me.
100%. So we go to the Lions. I met up with Rudolph Strawley and Tracy and Bart Skuman. So the initial meeting was like, you know what, you're just gonna train with the under 19s, just for the sake of training.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I was a little bit bummed. I was like,
yeah.
What is the point? What is the point of training? I'm already training at school. What more do they want?
It's like the worst part of rugby.
100%. And then I had a good chat with Coach Joey, and then it's like, to me, it's like, I know what the big dogs say to you, but if I see that you bring value to the team, I'll make a plan. I was like, dude, now you're speaking my language.
There we go.
So I went there, bro, with an open mind to train. I was like, you know what, I'm just going to use the experience to train. A week went by, and Coach Joey and Neil the Brain, who was assistant, set me down. They're like, listen, dude, the way you're training, it's impossible for us not to pick you.
Sure.
So we've spoken to the right people, and you're going to play next week. I'm like, are you serious? Are you really serious?
Where do I sign?
I'm like, what more do you guys want from me? Like, what should I do? Where should I sign? Who should I speak to? Like, you just play good rugby. And then, bro, everything just kicked off, I guess. Made my debut for the under-19 Lions Curry Cup, and then, bro, everything just started unfolding, I guess. Funny enough, I only missed like 3 games because I obviously wasn't allowed to play. And then after that, I played the remainder of the games, finished top the season as top try scorer. Managed to get myself a contract.
Jeez.
Like, not like a contract, but it was like an agreement.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, cool. I'm like, I'm fine, bro. At least now I've got some sort of direction to where I'm gonna go next year. And then preseason happened. So I actually, before preseason happened, I'm still there right to my finals, bro. And then I get a call from Coach Akis, who was the head coach back then before he left for Gloucester.
Yeah.
It's like to me, dude, listen, I've been watching your under-19 campaign, and I want to be the first to congratulate you and tell you that you've been invited to the Super Rugby preseason.
Jeez.
I'm like, dude. I'm like, are you serious? I at that time, I thought it was one of my mates playing a prank on me, bro. So I'm like, this is not because Akis, man, you lie. And then it's like, okay, wait. He video calls me. I'm like,
I'm so sorry.
I'm like, sorry. He's like, yes. So I believe you finish writing your finals on Tuesday. I'm like, yes, sir. Okay, Wednesday we off, but Thursday I want you to come to training.
Okay.
And start.
Jeez.
I'm like, okay, cool.
Okay.
Get on Thursday, preseason starts. Oh, it's the toughest training I've ever done to date, bro.
Wow.
So I'm like, school kid, I've never done a professional preseason in my life. How do you guys expect me to survive? Uh, your preseason went well, and then I got myself into the team that was playing a friendly against the Stormers in Cape Town in Jan. Played well, and then I went down on camp at S under 20, and I got a call. Well, they told me at camp that I need to come back to Joburg to make my Super Rugby debut. I was like, "There's no ways I'm making my debut. You guys are lying. You guys are just cutting me from the team so that you're just finding a nice excuse to make,
Yeah.
like to avoid telling me that I'm being cut." So I fly back to Joburg, bro. Week goes well, training goes excellent, and Friday, this is the Friday, I get told you might play. So it's a 50-50 thing. So this is before the captain's run. I'm like, so what am I doing here then if it's a 50-50?
Yeah.
I'm like, it's fine, whatever. And then after the captain's run, coach comes to me and is like, I was just playing with you, man. You starting tomorrow.
Sure.
I'm like, dude,
He's playing.
I'm like, yeah. Oh, sorry. And then I couldn't believe up until I got to the warm up, like the whole day, bro. I couldn't believe it. Like we were strapping. I was like, no, man, this is not real. I'm dreaming. No. Then when I got onto the field for warm up, I'm like, oh damn, this is actually happening.
Yeah.
I need to switch on, and that's how my career actually kicked off.
But how special was that feeling for you? Like you mentioned, you were at S under 20 camp. You get flown up. How special was that feeling? Just knowing like you're gonna play pro footy.
Bro, for me it was. I'm even struggling to put words. I can't describe it, bro. Bro, it was just something special, man. Like I don't think I'll ever get a feeling like that in a very long time, because like my whole life from when I started playing, from Craven Week under 19, I was like, my dream is to be a professional athlete one day.
Yeah.
And then the dawn of everything kick-starting, I'm like, this can actually happen for me. Like, what? And then, like, when you're in the moment, you're so stricken because you can't believe what's being unfolded in front of you.
Yeah.
So you don't actually know the value of that moment until it becomes a memory. And you sit there, you're like, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. This just actually happened to me. So, bro, going back to your question, I can't put words to it, bro. Like, honestly, there isn't enough words to put, like, I don't know, bro. Sorry,
No,
I don't know.
I think that answer kind of answers my question by itself. Just not being able to put words into it. But yeah, like how good were the guys in calming you down? I mean, you're still a youngster, and you're going into probably one of the biggest days of your life. How good were the guys in calming you down?
The guys were actually so helpful. Just like guys like Cordnell and Sylvian Mahuza just kept on looking at me and laughing. They're like, hey, yo, relax, calm down. Like, just see it as another training session, and just go, just play. Don't think about anything. Don't think about how big the moment is. You just worry about what's happening between the four lines. So just control what you can control. I was like, yo, okay. And every single time they'd come up like, calm down. You got this. Cool down. Calm down. Cool down. So like, okay, I got this. Cool down. Sharp. Okay. And then after the game was done, they went buck wild. Like we were celebrating.
Yeah.
They were so happy for me. They were like, oh, youngster. Like, yo.
Good feeling.
I felt like it was like a relief for like, finally it's over. Yo. But they did an excellent job, man. They were really good at helping me calm my nerves. Because I feel like if they didn't help me, I was probably gonna catch on. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. What like on that day? What do you think? What do you think the most? Like the moment that stands out for you the most on that day, or on your debut?
Walking down the tunnel
Yeah.
and Craig Cooper tapping me and calling me by my name and say, "Hey, good luck, bro. See you on the field." I was like,
So what? Get a picture quick.
I'm like, dude, I used to watch you play, man, and
Yeah.
I'm walking down the changing room, like the tunnel with you,
Mm.
and then like it was, I was like, wow.
Yeah. That is.
And the best part about it, he called me by my name. I was like, so you know my name. You know my name. Like shit, man. Like yo, and then after that, yeah, I think that was one of the highlights of my debut.
Mm.
That feeling like someone actually recognized who I am.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, wow, it's yeah, bro, it's crazy.
And then I think like I watched the interview with you, and you mentioned you're real close with your fam. Um, how how special was that moment for them? If you, I know it's tough to describe emotions like that on days like that, but
Yeah.
how do you think it? How do you think how special do you think it was for them?
My family, they were quite emotional that day.
Yeah,
Um,
I think
they were
everyone
so
would
happy.
be.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so the day before, like on the Thursday already, like I wasn't on my phone. I
yeah,
didn't go on my phone. I didn't speak to no one. I was like, you know what? I'm not going on my phone. I'm not like watching anything. I'm not listening to anything. I'm not going on social media. I was
Mm.
completely off my phone. And like my family would be like, hey, come down. And we know it's such a big moment for you. Just relax.
Mm.
And like you could pick up that they weren't the same people.
Yeah.
Like, yo, bro, everything you did, they're like, oh, you want this? Oh, okay, no, we'll do it for you. I'm like, I'm fine. I'll do it myself. And then seeing them after the game was like the best thing ever. Like seeing my family like all teary, like in tears of joy, and everyone was just so overwhelmed. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
I was like, so that picture stays in the back of my head, has been in the back of my head since my debut. And I don't know, it's one of those things. And I personally, I feel like they've never been more proud of me in a long time
Mm.
than when they saw me do what I always wanted to do and become who I always wanted to become, which was a professional athlete.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that is a special moment. But I wonder, like, when did you, or what was like the catalyst? Like, when did you and your fam have you always been tight, or like, yeah, I suppose have you always been tight?
Yeah, we always have. We've always have been, and that moment just unfolded how close we were
Mm.
as a family.
Yeah, yeah,
So for me, it was just like the cherry on the top of the icing on the cake, bro.
mm.
So like, I was like, wow, we needed this one. Yes, we needed this one.
Yeah. Sheesh. Must yeah, incredibly special, I think. But so I always play a game of who is and why. So I think let's start with who is the crowd favorite. So within, I think the Sharks and the Lions setup, just let's broaden their horizons.
uh, at the Sharks is my pimpy,
Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough.
without a doubt.
Without a doubt. uh,
Yes.
who is hard as nails?
Ooh. Um. mm, It's between Ox and James Venter.
Okay. Okay. Who is the Kitman's nightmare?
Mm, I wouldn't say anyone because I feel like everyone is discreet. So everybody is
Okay.
reliable, and no one is like a problem.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone is like too responsible to say.
Professional, I think is the word.
Yeah, everyone is too responsible for life. Like everybody's
Yeah.
like they don't give the kidman a problem.
Okay. No, fair enough. Who is the comedian?
Who's the comedian?
Yeah.
Ooh, Henko Fenter.
Okay. And then who is on Aux?
Ooh, who's an ox? It depends. It depends.
Okay.
It depends.
Scenario. Which scenario? Who's on Aux and what scenario?
So on game day, it varies. So whoever wants to play music and feels like his music is the
Yeah.
right music for that game, hops on the aux.
Okay. Okay. And then
But,
socials?
but most but most of the time it's hiring.
Okay. Okay. Madosh, for your move to Durban, what brought the move about? Because you grew up in Jozi, and then you go to the Sharks. I know you say it's the best city in the world. Some guys I think I'll disagree on you with that one. But yeah, what brought about the move?
The opportunity to experience summer all year long. I'm just joking. No, bro. Like, uh, it was a very very uh tough decision to make
Mm,
because I felt like at that moment of my career it was either a make or break decision.
yeah,
So I had to think things very like thoroughly. So I told myself if ever I was going to move teams, that would have been the right time to do it at that
yeah,
age. I feel like I was at the right age to move or the right age to stay and build a foundation. So I was like, you know what? Let me move and see what happens.
yeah.
I guess I've got nothing to lose. I'm still young.
Mm,
And the Sharks offered me an opportunity that I was like, I cannot let this slip. So like, let me take a leap of faith and
yeah,
grab the opportunity and go down to Durban and hope for the best. And I guess it's worked in my favor.
mm,
Ever since I moved down here, I've been a better player. My skills has improved. Um, me as a player, I've improved. Me
mm,
as a person, like in general, also have improved.
mm.
So I guess also the change helped me in terms of my mental game as well. Being away from my family forced me to
Mm.
be a lot more mentally stronger than I was when I was actually with my family. So I think
Yeah.
that the move was very beneficial.
Yeah, I haven't spoken to any Sharks players actually. What what's it like at the Sharks in terms of like a culture? Yeah, just how's the setup? How have you experienced it, and maybe in compared to the
Uh,
Lions?
the big word at the Sharks is inclusivity.
Okay,
So bro, like we don't care like where you come from, who you come from. We accept you for who you are.
that's
So
right.
if you if you're the type of person that enjoys certain things, we will accept you for that. We
Yeah,
will not try force you into becoming who we believe you should be, but we will encourage you to be who you want to be
okay.
to the best that you can. And bro, it's such a chilled vibe here because everybody's so relaxed.
Because it's summer all the time. Like, how can it not be a chill
Exactly.
vibe?
So nobody's angry because it's cold all the time.
uh,
Everybody's so relaxed.
yeah,
Like everybody minds their own business, and like, bro, and it's like a proper brotherhood, yeah.
okay.
Because a lot of us are quite young as well, so
Yeah.
it's quite rad.
Yeah, certainly looks that way. And I think
Yeah,
this year you
and
can see in the performances, you guys were
yeah,
like proper. But there's
yeah, and
also there's a lot of competition, especially in the back three. How's that been for you, and has it pushed you to new, I suppose, heights?
oh, it's healthy competition. All four of us in the back three, we're very close actually. For myself, Fasi, Pimper, and Skisha, we're all very, very close.
Yeah.
And every single time we train and we see the other guys down, we're like, hey, lift up your game. Let's
Mm.
go.
I'm coming.
Because
I'm
we
coming.
know, not even that,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
because we know that them being at their best only benefits the team.
yeah,
Or me being my best only benefits the team. And we don't see each other as a competition because we're all striving to be the best in the world. So if you are to focus on the person that happens to be in your same position, then you're not focusing your energy in the right places.
yeah, yeah.
So bro, like we are so relaxed. We don't even see each other's competition. That's how it is. Like we're like let
Yeah,
the coaches do what they do. We will be the best friends that we possibly can.
and let the boys play.
100%.
Yeah, I think I've seen on your story that you've been involved with, I think, Butch James and you and a couple of other guys. What's that
Yeah.
about, bro? Like let's actually chat about that a bit. I think that's rad.
So myself, James Venter, and Teram Tembu, we have been enrolled into the Cameron James property
Okay.
company as to do our internship there. So, bro, like we all know rugby. Rugby is very limited,
Yeah.
and anything can happen. So it's basically just us trying to work to help ourselves when the lights
Mm.
are far dimmed. So
Yeah.
that's what we're doing. It's like a basically your side hustle, but yeah.
Yeah. And then like what are you doing there, if I may ask? If
So
not, yeah.
so basically we are like sales agents. So you sell
Okay.
property, you get people to buy property through the company.
Mm.
So we basically like salespeople.
Yeah. Okay. That's
Yeah.
it. That's it. Um, And then, yeah, I think a question that I'm excited to hear the answer to, just from the vibe I've picked up, I think it's going to be an optimistic one. Where do you see yourself by the next World Cup?
It's a tough one. But to be honest, like when it comes to national selection and Springboks, I don't really focus on that too much
Yeah.
because I know the only way that can happen is if I'm at the peak with my union. So
Yes. Yeah.
my main focus now is to be the best that I can be at the Sharks, to help my teammates win silverware,
Mm.
and just be the best in my position, I guess.
Yeah.
And if it happens that I'm at the next World Cup, that'll be amazing.
Yeah.
It'll be great. But then if I'm not at the next World Cup, I'll have to bite the bullet and have to move on with my career.
Mm. Yeah. Um, I think so. Let's move on to the Q&A, and I'm going to start with this one because I think there may be a bit of a story behind this one. I think it was asked by Nick Groom. He said, "How long does it take you to fall asleep in a car?"
Nikki, yo, bro, it's super quick. So
Like actually
I'll
fall
fall asleep.
asleep.
Especially after training, I can fall asleep at any given time.
Jeez, it's just a
Honestly,
quick nap.
like
Nothing wrong with
this is a
that.
quick one. There's
Nothing wrong.
nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong.
Exactly. I'm tired. Was running around in the sun the whole day. Give me a break. I need to sleep. I need to recover.
um, And then what is your 40-meter sprint time? And who is the quickest one at the Sharks?
My 40-meter is a 4.7948.
Jeez.
If I'm not mistaken, the
That
last
is
time we did a
fast.
40-meter test. In terms of the quickest, at the Sharks, yeah, it's a tough one. Because we don't like race each other to be like,
Yeah.
But I'll give it to Pimper.
Oh, really? Gee. Well, for when he runs, it doesn't look like he's sprinting, if you get what I'm saying. But he's obviously fast. Like,
Yeah. Exactly. So, and the thing is, like with rugby, it's not like athletics where you run 100-meter dash. You like in rugby, you run like in short sprints. So you run 5 meters, 10 meters, 40, 60. So it's a very tough question, and you can't really say who is the quickest, because sometimes on the GPS I get quicker higher kilometers than Pimper. Sometimes he does. So it's not like a fixed thing where like 100 meters where you can be like, oh yeah, Usain Bolt is the quickest person in the world.
Yeah. What do you think makes him so good? In your opinion?
His calmness on the field, and his ability to make people around him feel comfortable.
Okay, sure. And then, have you ever considered playing for a club in New Zealand or England or abroad, I guess? You don't have to answer if you're going to get in hot water.
No, definitely.
We don't want headlines.
Like just for the experience, I guess.
Yeah.
Where
would be ideal? Somewhere where it's summer.
Not really. Somewhere where there's a lot of dollars.
There we go.
New Zealand is nice. I like the style of play. England is also good. So I wouldn't mind, to be honest.
And Kobus van Beek's actually done flipping well there, huh? At the Hurricanes.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Where would you say the toughest place is to play for you? Personally.
The toughest place to play? New Zealand.
And specifically, if you can put down Christchurch?
Definitely.
Oh, well, yeah, okay. That really is a championship side, hey? Like
it's self-explanatory.
Yeah, I mean, even in their Super Rugby at the moment, it's like they would last 20 minutes they're behind, and you're like, cool, it's in the bag. Like the other side's got it, and then Richie Mwanga scores like 3,000 points, and then they win in like 20 minutes, and you're like,
Yeah, not like judging from the past, like playing against them, they keep you on your toes, bro. Like the whole game,
man.
And you basically you don't really know what to expect from them.
Yeah,
that's what makes them good, I guess.
Yeah.
So I'll give it to them. I'll give it to the boys from
Christchurch. Respect. And then, how did you get discovered? So we chatted a bit about it, but maybe if you can pinpoint one chat or conversation or game that you think that is pivotal.
Pro rugby or pre-rugby?
Let's go
pre-pro.
Let's go pro rugby, I think.
I would say the Stormers game.
Yes, there's 4 tries, huh?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go. I think that was a stepping stone of my career.
Yeah.
I feel like after that, I was never the same in terms of how I thought about myself and how I saw myself.
Yeah.
After that game, I just told myself that I'm actually a lot better than what I think I am.
The self-belief,
Yes. So the belief was there.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm actually a good rugby player.
Yeah.
Because before that, like my biggest my biggest opponent is my self-doubt.
Yeah.
Because that is the difference between me having a good game and me having a bad game.
Yeah. I think that's with a lot of people, that self-doubt, that creeps in, and it's like, it's probably one of the most crippling things in the world, like
Yeah.
everyone can think, like, you got the backing of your coaches and your teammates, and your family, and then everyone can think you're on a good like vein of form, and
Yeah.
your head can be going like, bro, you're not supposed to be here, and then you believe it, like
100%. So after that, I grew a different level of confidence before that I didn't have,
yeah.
and it has stayed with me till now.
How do you deal with that now? Is it kind of fake it till you make it, or is it, you face it you face it head on?
Now I face it head on,
Yeah.
find a solution as quick as possible, and move on.
Yeah.
So after the whole game, even if I have a great game, I'll just enjoy the moment and I'll move on.
Okay.
Like I will not dwell on the moment. So I'm like, yeah, it happened. Good. Cheers.
Yeah.
Kudos.
Yeah.
Next job.
Yeah. Okay. And then how do coaches handle that? Like, have you had a coach where he can kind of identify like that kind of feeling within you, or like individuals, or even in the team, just self-doubt? Then how do the
For
coaches
me,
go about handling that?
how I see it, like only you know if you're doubting yourself.
Yeah.
Because ultimately you can always put up a persona in front of people, but you can't put up a front when you're dealing with yourself. So only you know how you're truly feeling in that particular moment. Only you truly know, am I confident enough to go into this game? How am I feeling?
And then last question, just before we wrap up. What do you think it's going to take for South African side to win some silverware, should I say, outside of South Africa, outside of the Curry Cup, because obviously a South African side wins there. But what do you think's missing? What do you think we need? Like, or are we on a good wicket to build in that successful campaign?
I think we're getting there. We're getting there collectively.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's the dawn of SA rugby being triumph is getting closer and closer and closer.
Yeah.
So I feel like the majority of South African team are starting to get the gist of being a championship team.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Madosh, thanks so much. I really appreciate it. I've had a lot of fun chatting, and it's been awesome to get to know the man that is Madosh Tambwe, not just the outstanding winger, but also the incredible man, my man and your favorite, Madosh Tambwe. So thanks so much for joining me in the Zoom room, man. I really appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks for having me, Rob.